Donald Trump has never been the one to hold back. In 2018, he blasted Pakistan for harboring terrorists, accused the country of feeding the US nothing but lies and deceit. And he also slashed military aid. His message was clear. Pakistan couldn't be trusted when it came to counter-terrorism. But fast forward to today, and Trump seems to be singing a different tune. While he continues to advocate for Israel's military action against Hamas and other militant groups in West Asia, he's suddenly praising Pakistan's supposed efforts in fighting terrorism. The stark shift raises a critical question. Has Pakistan truly changed its ways? Or is Trump falling for the same deception he once called out? Let's decode. For decades, Pakistan has mastered the art of playing both sides, presenting itself as a counter-terrorism ally while quietly allowing groups like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Haqqani networks to thrive. Time and again, Islamabad has launched half-hearted crackdowns, usually when pressured by international sanctions or threats of losing financial aid. One of the biggest and recent examples of Pakistan's double game is Jaish-e-Mohammed's massive expansion in Bahawalpur, right under the nose of the country's security forces. Satellite imagery and intelligence reports reveal that Jaish-e-Mohammed, instead of being dismantled, is actually growing stronger. Jaish-e-Mohammed's headquarters, the Jamia Masjid Subhan Allah complex, has recently doubled in size, from 9 acres to over 18 acres. Reportedly, the site now includes new buildings, security posts, and even livestock stables, all indicating long-term operations. Despite being removed from the FATF grey list in 2022, Pakistan hasn't shut down Jaish-e-Mohammed's infrastructure. In fact, it has allowed it to expand. A detailed analysis by India Today's Oceanid team, working with geo-intelligence expert Damian Simon, has exposed Jaish-e-Mohammed's growing influence. On February 16, 2025, a high-profile gathering took place at Bahawalpur compound, attended by top Jaish-e-Mohammed figures, including Taha al-Saif, brother of Jaish-e-Mohammed's founder Masood Azhar. And guess what's even more alarming? Jaish-e-Mohammed's nerve center sits just 6 kilometers from the Bahawalpur army cantonment and 10 kilometers from an air force station. The close proximity raises an obvious red flag. Is Pakistan's military simply looking for the other way, or is it complicit in Jaish-e-Mohammed's survival? Reports indicate that Jaish-e-Mohammed's real operation hubs aren't even in Bahawalpur. They're in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, regions notorious for terrorist training camps. Trump's flip-flopping on Pakistan is setting off alarm bells in India. One moment, Washington is cracking down on Pakistan-backed terrorism. The next, it's cozying up to Islamabad as a so-called partner in counter-terrorism. Reports suggest the US recently held a brief call with Pakistan over counter-terrorism strategy, raising questions about whether Washington is once again willing to overlook Pakistan's long history of harboring terrorists. Take a look at what Trump had to say during his address to the Congress.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them.
If the US is serious about fighting terrorism, it has to take a brief look at Pakistan's double game. The expansion of Jaish-e-Mohammed's headquarters post-FATF clearance proves that Pakistan hasn't cleaned up its act. It has just become better at deception. Terrorism doesn't thrive in isolation. It survives because of political games, international double standards, and selective outrage. While Trump and other world leaders remain focused on terror groups elsewhere, Pakistan's terror infrastructure is growing unchecked. If Jaish-e-Mohammed's expansion continues, the next major terrorist attack won't be a question of if, but when. The real question is, will the US finally take action, or will it keep playing politics while Pakistan shelters the very extremists it claims to fight? One potential explanation for Trump's change in stance could be the broader US strategy in South Asia. As China expands its influence through the Belt and Road Initiative and deepens its ties with Pakistan, Washington may be looking to counterbalance Beijing by keeping Pakistan in its diplomatic orbit. But at what cost? If the price of US-Pakistan cooperation is turning a blind eye to terrorist groups thriving on Pakistani soil, then Washington is effectively undermining its own counterterrorism efforts. The fight against global terrorism cannot be selective, and allowing Pakistan to continue its two-faced strategy can only weaken America's credibility. While Trump continues to push for aggressive action against terrorist groups in West Asia, his praise for Pakistan's counter-terrorism efforts starkly contradict ground realities. If terrorism is to be tackled effectively, the approach must be consistent, transparent, and free from geopolitical bias. As Jaish-e-Mohammed's headquarters expand unchecked in Pakistan, the world cannot afford to turn a blind eye. It is crucial to maintain a consistent stance on counterterrorism and hold all nations accountable for tackling terrorist groups within their borders. Without this, the global fight against terror risks becoming selective and ineffective. The key question remains: will the international community address this growing threat, or will political considerations allow terror outfits to strengthen their foothold in Pakistan? Bureau Report, India Today Global.